Om. Om.
ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ओम शांति 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 प्रज्ञानां सुप्रतानै स्थिरचरनिकर व्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पुनरपि धिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुं मायया भोजयन्नः माया संख्यातुरीयं परममृतमजं ब्रह्म यत्तन्नतोऽस्मि यो विश्वात्मा विधिज विषयान् प्राश्य भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पश्चाच्चान्यान् स्वमति विभवान् ज्योतिषास्तेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वानेतान् पुनरपि शनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगत गुणगणः पात्वसौ नस्तुरीयः.
Audio is not clear. Mandukya Karika, chapter 3, Alata Shanti, chapter 4, Alata Shanti Prakarana. To show that jivas were never born in reality. Seemingly, they may appear to be so, but truly they are not born. Jiva in reality is a samsari Brahma only, though for Vyavahara he appears to suffer samsara. The reason was given, Prakritehe anyata bhavaha na kathanchana. An entity can never give up its real nature. This was even proved in the realm of Vyavaharika Jagat. The Prapancha, which is the product of Maya or Ajnana, which is false in nature, even in this world, a given entity doesn't give up its nature, prakriti, of real nature. Anyatha bhava, becoming something else is not possible. When this is so in the falsely projected Jagat, how much true it must be for the Paramartha Vastu, Brahma? It can never be otherwise. So, though in spite of this, those who think that way, they unnecessarily or due to their ignorance get subjected themselves to samsara. So that is being now told. We have seen the Karika, we have to see the Bhasya. Read Karika 10.
जरा मरण निर्मुक्ताः सर्वे धर्मा स्वभावतः जरा मरणमिच्छन्तः च्यवन्ते तन्मनीषया.
Bhasya, take Bhasya, second line, Jara Maranadi Sarva Vikriya Varjita. Read.
जरा मरणादि सर्व विक्रिया वर्जिताः इत्यर्थः.
So, Sarve Dharma. all jivas, who in reality are what? Jara Marana Nirmuktaha. The phrase Jara Marana Nirmuktaha is being commented upon by Bhashyakara. Means, what does it mean? Jara Maranadi Sarva Vikriya Varjitaha. Karika says free from old age and death. It means it includes all the changes after being born and having taken the embodiment. Jara Maranadi, old age and death, etc. What are those? Jayate is born, Asti continues to exist, Vardhate grows, Viparinamate undergoes metamorphosis, Apakshayate declines, Vinashyate you get destroyed. All, and in between, endless changes. Sukha, Dukkha, Mana, Apamana, Shita, Ushna, the hunger, thirst, and all hundreds of vikaras. So this is that the jivas, who in reality are free from all these, what is clubbed as the summed up as samsara, ityartha. Who are they? Who are free from this, all this samsara? Continue.
के सर्वे धर्माः सर्व आत्मनः इत्येतत् स्वभावतः प्रकृतितः.
Who are they who are free from all the changes of old age, death, etc.? They are namely Sarve Dharma. All dharmas, dharmas jivas. Its meaning is given Sarve Atmana. See, Sarva Atmana is there. It is after Sandhi, conjunction. Sarve Atmana, because that A has got dropped and it becomes a, of course, Sandhi Rudhi, it becomes Sarvayam Atmana, and then that the Aya gets dropped. Sarve Atmana means all jivas. Here Atma is not Sachidananda Atma. Sachidananda is not many, only one. All jivatmas. Iti etat. And they are free from old age, death, etc. How? Swabhavataha. Swabhavataha means Prakrutitaha means Swarupataha. By their very nature, real nature, they are free from that. See, it is just like this. Sun is reflected in a pool of water, which is muddy and shaking. The reflected sun is torn into bits and dull. We can say a jivatma. But that jiva's reflection has no its independent existence. It is sun only. So therefore, the reflection in its real nature is neither muddy nor shaking. So also, but if the sun mistakes that I am that reflection, then the samsara for sun started. You, I was brilliant. Of course, it doesn't know I am brilliant. I am dull. I am torn into bits, etc. Likewise, Chaitanya Atma reflected in Antakarana, identifying with the changes of Antakarana, appears as though samsari. In reality, it is Chaitanya, free from samsara. So, Prakritiyaha, Swarupataha. This is the fact. But what happens? Continue. Evam Sabhava.
एवं स्वभावाः सन्तः धर्माः जरां मरणम् इच्छन्तः इच्छन्ते इव इच्छन्तः रज्ज्वामिव सर्पात्मनि कल्पयन्तः च्यवन्ते स्वभावतः चलन्ति इत्यर्थः।
एवं स्वभावाः सन्तः धर्मा. All dharma jivas of such true nature. Evam svabhava, evam sarupa santa, who are free from all these jara marana etc. Dharma. Jara maranam ichhantaha. As though they desire old age etc. means actually they project themselves to be born, growing, etc. Jara maranam ichhantaha. Ichhanta means truly is not desiring. Nobody desires all this. Ichhante eva ichhanta. No, not ichhante. Ichhanta eva ichhanta. As though they desire. As though they desire. In the sense, it appears to be so. Means they project themselves to be erroneously consider themselves to be so. How an illustration is given. Rajvam iva sarpam. Rajvam sarpam iva atmani kalpayantaha. Just as in the place of rope, a snake is projected. A snake is projected. So also, in the place of a samsari atma, samsari jiva is projected falsely. And thereby what happens? Chavante. Chavante means swabhavataha chalanti. Means mistake themselves to be subject to janma, marana, old age, etc. It's only false notion, a false projection, truly not so. That's what called a fall. How they do this? Why they invite calamity for them? Because of repeatedly thinking to be so. Continue.
तन्मनीषया जन्म मरण चिंतया तद्भाव भावितत्वदोषेण इत्यर्थः।
Tanmanishaya from Karika. What does it mean? Here, Manisha is Chinta. By thinking it to be so. What is that? Janma Marana Chintaya. Thinking of Janma Marana means I am born, I am going to die, I grow, I become old, all this. Chintaya. What is meant by Chinta? Tad bhava bhavitatva doshena. Tad bhava bhavitatva doshena. Tad bhava means by the defect of considering those things to be my nature. Body as I, mind as I, they are all changes as mind, like that. So that is tad bhava bhavitatva. By the defect of considering all the upadhis and their effects to be me and mine. Because of this doshena, defect, they what happen? They subject themselves to samsara. Though in reality, they are free from that. So therefore, in reality, Brahma can never become Jiva. Atma can never become Jiva. But due to ignorance and aviveka, lack of discernment, people think it to be so. Now, for the time being, the topic, what is the topic? Prakrute anyatha bhavaha na katanchana bhavishyati. It was told where? In Karika 7 and also chapter 3:21. The topic is now kept aside, and the defects in the case of Sankhya pointed out by Vaisheshikas, which are accepted by Vedanta, the defects are being pointed out. Read Karika 11.
कारणं यस्य वै कार्यं कारणं तस्य जायते जायमानं कथमजं भिन्नं नित्यं कथञ्च तत्
यस्य कारणं वै कार्यं तस्य कारणं जायते तत् जायमानं अजं कथम एड उच्यते भिन्नं च कथम नित्यम These are the defects pointed out by Vaisheshika in the case of Sankhya Satkaryavada. Karma exists, and that existent cause is born. See, yasya means Sankhyasya. In the case of which Sankhya followers, Karanam vai, the cause, vai means prasiddhi according to their Shastra. Karyam, the cause itself happens to be the effect. Tasya, in the case of the Sankhya, it is as good as saying like this. Karanam jayate. Karanam itself is born. Why? They identify Karana with the Karya. When you say Karana and Karya are one and the same, Karya is born, therefore effect is born, cause also is therefore born. They both are identical. This is what happens to be. If you take seriously what they say, the defect is pointed out. Tat jayamanam. One more thing. What the Karana they say, Pradhana, they say it is unborn, ajam. Ajam, unborn, and that cause, unborn cause itself is born, means unborn is born, that is the defect. Says tat jayamanam ajam. That Karana, which is unborn, and yet it is born. Contradiction. Jayamanam, which is being born. Katham uchyate. If that unborn is born, how can you say it's unborn? Unborn should be always unborn. Because an unborn entity has to be nitya. No changes in that. Born means changes. It cannot be nitya, it cannot be ajam. So, tat, Jayamanam ajam, the pradhana, which is unborn, at the same time it is being born. Katham uchyate, how it can be called as aja unborn? Means it cannot be unborn at all. Means your pradhana itself is something created by something. Again, bhinnam cha katham nityam. Sankhya says that pradhana is trigunatmika. Prakriti pradhana is triguna, made up of sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo. An entity composed of different things can never be permanent. It can never be nitya. Because parts are there, avayavas are there. When parts, avayavas are there, it is bound to get destroyed. Then how dare you say that trigunatmika prakriti or pradhana is nitya? Means it cannot be nitya at all. Let us see the Bhasya. Katham sajjativadibhi.
कथं सज्जातिवादिभिः सांख्यैः अनुपपन्नम् उच्यते इत्याह वैशेषिकः.
This is what Vaisheshika says. Katham, how come? Sajjativadibhi. Those who argue that Sat, existent entity, is born and which is Aja, unborn. Sankhya, who are they? Namely Sankhya. Katham, how come? Anupapannam, an erroneous statement, erroneous notion, Uchyate is being told. Aha, so questions Vaisheshika. Continue.
कारणं मृद्वद् उपादानलक्षणं यस्य यस्य वादिनः उपादानलक्षणं यस्य वादिनः वै कार्यं कारणमेव कार्याकारेण परिणमते यस्य वादिनः इत्यर्थः.
Let us say Karanam, cause. For example, Brud Upadana Lakshanam. Brud Upadana Lakshana is what? Just aware. Mud is the Upadana Karana, material cause for the pots. So, in the case of Sankhya, Pradhana, which is Upadana Karana for the Jagat. Just as mud is the material cause for the mud pots, etc. Like that, in the case of Sankhya, wherein the Pradhana is the material cause, Upadana Karana for the Jagat. Yasya Vadinaha, in the case of which Sankhya. Why? Means as per the Shastra, it is very clearly told by them. Karyam Karanam Eva. Karya, effect is Karana only. And what does it do? That Karana, Karyakarena Parinamati. It changes, gets transformed. Karana Pradhana gets changed in the form of Jagat the Karya. This is what they say. Yasya Vadina Ityam. Means, consider the case of Sankhya, wherein their cause Pradhana is in the place of mud for mud pots, etc. Means material cause, and that Pradhana itself undergoes change, vikara, to become the Jagat. Now, you have to investigate what they, how they describe this pradhana. Surprisingly, they describe the pradhana as ajam, unborn. Unborn is born in the form of madadi vikara jagat. Contradiction. That contradiction is being pointed out. Tasya ajameva.
तस्य अजमेव सत् प्रधानादि कारणं महदादि कार्यरूपेण जायते इत्यर्थः.
This is what they mean. Tasya, Sankhya. You take now ajameva sat. Take as one phrase. That pradhana remaining as unborn. For clarity, unborn means which doesn't undergo any vikara, any change. The pradhana is unborn, means avikari, remaining avikari. Sat pradhanadi. Pradhana adi. Adi for sattva guna, rajoguna, tapoguna. Karanam. This karana, unborn pradhana, which is sattva, raja, tamoguna, karya rupena is the form of karya. What are they? Mahadadi. Jagat for which the upalakshana is Mahat means Hiranyagarbha, etc. Adi for Ahankar. See, our Hiranyagarbha different and their Hiranyagarbha. Our Prakriti is different from their Prakriti. Only because the words similar, don't say that the content is same. No. We mean something else, they mean something else. Karanam, Mahat, that is what they say. Ahankara, etc. Rupena Jayate itself. See, all that it means is, on one side, they say pradhana is unborn, avikari, and on the other side, they say that same is born in the form of mahat, ahankara, etc. A contradictory statement. That contradiction is pinpointed by Bhashyakara. Continue.
महदाद्याकारेण चेज्जायमानं प्रधानं कथम् अजमुच्यते तैः विप्रतिषिद्धं च इदं जायते अजं च इति.
This is the contradiction, that statement. Mahadadi akarena chejjayamanam pradhanam. If the pradhana, chet, in case, jayamanam is being born. How? Mahada adi, mahat, ahankara, etc. in the form, jayamanam. Katham ajam uchyate. When it is born as something else, how can you say it is unborn? Unborn should always remain changeless. Nitya. But you are contradicting yourself. So therefore, taihi, sankhyahi, by Sankhya people, vipratishiddham cha idam jayate ajamit. The statement that it is born and yet it is unborn is a vipratishiddham, a blunder in terms of a contradictory statement. Totally opposite to it. It cannot be. Like you say, darkness is light, light is darkness. How is it possible? Opposite. So also, unborn, a thing being born is called unborn. That contradictory statement itself. Again, this is as far as the aja is concerned. Another thing they say pradhana nitya. How a vikari, destructive thing can be nitya, ever existent? Continue Bhasya, nityam cha.
नित्यं च तैः उच्यते
Taihi, sankhyahi, pradhana said to be what? Nityam. It is ever existent. Means never destructible. And yet what they say? Continue. Pradhanam.
प्रधानं भिन्नं विदीर्णं स्फुटितम् एकदेशेन सत् कथं नित्यं भवेत् इत्यर्थः.
If we consider how they describe pradhana, it cannot happen to be nitya. Why? Their pradhana is bhinnam. Bhinnam means here vidirnam. Vidirnam means sphutitam. Sphutitam means divided into parts, avayavas. So therefore, their pradhana is bhinna means it is savayava. It is constituted of parts. What are those parts? Sattva guna, rajo guna, tamo guna. That is bhinnam, split as it were. Sphutitam. Ekadeshena. On one side it is savayava and katham nityam bhavi nityam. How can it be nitya? Something made up of parts can never be nitya. It's bound to get destroyed. And yet, such a contradictory statement they make. Same thing, a savayava cannot be nitya is explained with illustration. Continue, nahi.
नहि सावयवं घटादि एकदेश स्फुटन धर्मी नित्यं दृष्टं लोके इत्यर्थः.
Loke, in the world, such a fact is not known. Nahi drishtam, not seen. What is that? Savayavam ghatadi. Pot, etc., which have got parts. Pot, mouth, neck, belly, base, like that. This ghatadi. Ekadesha sputana dharmi, which has got the feature of being separate from one part to other part, where splitting, distinction of the parts are there. Ekadesha at one means at different places. It is what? Different. Dharmi. Nityam na drishtam loki. Such a thing is never seen to be nitya in the world. Means in the world we don't see any entity which is composed of parts to be ever existent in nature. It is not possible. How Sankhya can speak such incongruous thing? Same thing explained further. Vidirnam cha.
विदीर्णं च स्यात् एकदेशेन अजं नित्यं च इति.
Vidirnam cha. On one side, it is divided. Vibhaktam, Vidirna Vibhaktam. Ekadeshena. Ajam nityam iti. At places which is divided, ekadesham is a part. Such a thing, ajam cha nityam cha iti, calling it as unborn and nitya is wrong. Actually, that full stop should be removed. Chaiti, comma, read further.
एतद् विप्रतिषिद्धं तैः अभिधीयते इति अभिप्रायः.
So this statement of theirs, namely separated at parts, at the same time unborn, nitya, etad vachanam. This statement of theirs is what? Vipratishiddham. Totally contradicted. That is what they say. Taihi abhidiyate. This is what is said by them. They are making a totally contradictory statement. Iti abhipraya. This is the sum and substance of this karika, which was karanam yasya vai karyam karanam tasya jayate jayamanam katham ajam binnam nityam katham chatat. I think it has gone over your head. Bhashyakara, not Bhashyakara, Gaudapadacharya senses it. And therefore, what was explained in Karika 11 is further explained more clearly in Karika 12. Bhashya read, Uktasya vartasya.
उक्तस्य एव अर्थस्य स्पष्टीकरणार्थमाह.
Uktasya eva arthasya. Whatever that was explained so far, spashtikaranartham, to make it further clear. So, aha, Gaudapadacharya continues. Mean, what was told so far, if it is not clearly understood, same thing is further explained by Gaudapadacharya for our sake. Read Karika.
कारणाद्यनन्यत्वम् अतः कार्यमजं यदि जायमानाद्धि वै कार्यात् कारणन्ते कथं ध्रुवम्.
Add ajata, continue karana. Before that, take the sandhi breaking. Karanat yadi ananyatvam ataha. Karanat yadi ananyatvam ataha. Add first ajata karana. Yadi, add karyasya ananyatvam. Continue. Ataha karyam ajam. Add iti praptam. Iti praptam. That sentence is over. Yadi, next sentence. Yadi jayamanadhi vai karyat. Add a phrase. Karanasya ananyatvam tarhi. After karyat, add karanasya ananyatvam. Karanasya ananyatvam. Further, tarhi. Tarhi. Te karanam katham dhruvam. Add bhavir. Katham Dhruvam Bhavita. The Vaisheshika asks the question. Ajata Karana, from an unborn cause. Because unborn Nitya. From an ever existent unborn cause. Yadi, in case, karyasya ananyatva. If the karya is identical with that, means the karya, the effect which are born is identical with the unborn nitya cause. If so, ataha in the sense, ataha in the sense, tataha, thereby. Ataha means therefore, in the sense, thereby. Karyam, this is the outcome. Their karyam, mahadadi, ahankar, etc. Ajam iti praptam happens to be ajam, unborn. Because cause is unborn, effect is identical with the cause, and therefore born effect also is unborn. Can anybody accept this contradiction? See, pradhana, unborn cause is there. It is nitya. And from there, what is born? Mahadadi are born, is it? And it says that born, that means karana itself is karya. And what is born is identical with the karana. Therefore, karya effect also becomes the aja nitya as a karana. Born entity is unborn, is a contradiction. And the born entity is nitya is another contradiction. How can they say so? Iti praptam, this is what the outcome. Means they have not thought properly. It's a contradiction. Other one. Other way now. Cause identical with the karana. No, not cause. Effect identical with the cause. Yadi jayamanad hi vai Sankhya Shastra Prasiddhi. From jayamanad, from the born, mahada, ahankar, etc. You have to add there karanasya ananyatvam. If cause is identical with the born effect, tarhi, in that case, says te tava, Vaisheshika pointing out to Sankhya. So in your case, karanam katham dhruvam bhavet. How come that cause, which is identical with the born effect, how it can be dhruvam? Dhruvam literally means nishchalam, changeless, in the sense ajam. How can it be unborn? You're talking it is born. How a born entity can be unborn? And you are talking of identity with the karya and the effect. This is what Vaisheshika's point out. Here, we have to be a little careful. Vedanti also says abheda, identity between karya and karana. Listen carefully, otherwise someone can catch your neck. Vedanta says Karya Jagat, the Jagat which is the effect, is one with Karana Brahman. Then you are on the same boat now as the Sankhya. No, you have overlooked the other aspect. Vedanta doesn't say Brahma is identical with the Jagat. Vedanta doesn't accept the Karana Brahma is the same as the Karya Jagat. No. It says Karya Jagat is the same as the Karana Brahma in the sense we saying the mistaken snake is rope, but we never accept a rope to be a snake. This should make it clear. We speak of identity between mistaken snake and its adhisthana rope in the sense. If adhisthana rope, basis rope were not there, there is no occasion for mistaken snake to come into existence there. But we never say that rope can become snake. Like that. We say the Jagat has no existence apart from Brahman. Means Jagat is something mistaken on the basis of the adhisthana of Brahma. But we never say Brahma is the Jagat. Brahma becoming Jagat we never accept. That's why it is a mithya kalpana. It is a false notion, just as mistaking a rope to be a snake. To be very clear about that, that's why te. Te means, in your case, Sankhya's case. So Vedanta is safe, don't bring to our case. It is not applicable to us. Reverse, we don't accept, you are accepting both. Karana as Karya, Karya as Karana. We say identity of Karya with the Karana, but Karana not with the Karya. We are very clear. That's why it was the seeming appearance, not in reality. Dhruvam. Dhruvam means Nischala, means changeless, in the sense aja, unborn. Read Bhasya, Karanat, Ajat.
कारणात् अजात् कार्यस्य यदि अनन्यत्वम् इष्टं त्वया ततः कार्यम् अजम् इति प्राप्तम्.
So, based on your assumption, this is the outcome. Your means Sankhya. Vaishishika contents. Karanat Ajat. From an unborn Karana. Karana se yadi ananyatvam ishtam. If ishtam means acceptable to you. Acceptable to you. What is that? Karya se ananyatvam. That means if Karya effect is identical with Karana according to you. Effect Karya is identical with Karana effect you. Tvaya is accepted by you. Who? Sankhya. Tataha. That ataha of the Karika tata means thereby. Karyam ajam iti praptam. Both are identical. So therefore, Karana is Aja, and Aja Karana is identical with the Karya, and therefore Karya also is Aja. Aja miti praptam. Let it be so. What is wrong? This is wrong. What is wrong? Continue. Idam cha.
idam cha अन्यद् विप्रतिषिद्धं कार्यम् अजं च इति तव.
This is what is contradiction. Idam cha anyat pratishiddham. This is another contradiction on your part. What is that? Namely, karyam ajam cha iti. It is effect, means is born, and yet say unborn. A born entity calling it unborn. A child will tell you are contradicting yourself. And therefore you Sankhya are killing this. It's wrong. Tava, for you Sankhya, as you have seen already, not applicable to who? Vedanti. Vedanti doesn't accept the reverse. Karya, Jagat, identical with Brahma is accepted only to point out Jagat as false. What is called as Vivarta Upadana Karana. Brahma not undergoing any change whatsoever, appearing as Jagat. We don't accept Brahma has become Jagat. There is a subtle difference. If Brahma has become Jagat, all that you say, once upon a time there was Brahma, now Papa, Ayo, that Brahma went away and has become Jagat. In fact, Swami Dayanji told us, Puja Swami Dayanji told us, when you were in school, the teacher knew some Vedanta problem, not thoroughly. He used to say, see, once upon a time there was Brahman, but Papa, now it has become Jagat. This is what? Irreversible. It has not become Jagat. It appears to be Jagat due to our ignorance. It is our ignorance that projects the Jagat. So better get rid of that ignorance and discover that Brahma has never become Jagat. It is ever free from samsara. So there was thought. Again, what is that contradiction? Further, continue. Kincha.
किंच
Anyat karyam.
किंच अन्यत् कार्यकारणयोः अनन्यत्वे जायमाना read already Swamiji. Already read. किंच अन्यत् कार्यकारण.
अच्छा ठीक है. किंच अन्यत् कार्यकारणयोः अनन्यत्वे. Kincha, to add further. Anyat karyakaranayoho. Kincha anyat. One phrase. What more? One defect pointed out. Come on. Other defect is there. To add further your defects. What else? This is what is the thing that is being told now. Karyakaranayoho ananyatva. If there is ananyatva, identity between effect and the cause. What happens? Jayamanad karyadhi. Why? From the effect that is being born, Karanam ananyat nityam. From the standpoint of the effect that is being born, the cause which is unborn is identical, and therefore what happens? It is nityam, means cause gets born and yet it is nitya. How do you say so? Born means it has already changed. It is not the same. It cannot be nitya, it is anitya. Yet you claim to be nitya because of telling the identity between karya and karana. Nityam and dhruvam. Dhruvam means nischala in the sense ajam chati katham bhavi. How is it possible in your case to happen like this? Which is not possible, for which very interesting illustration is being given. Continue, nahi.
नहि कुक्कुट्याः एकदेशः पच्यते एकदेशः प्रसवाय कल्प्यते.
The famous statement. Kukkuti. Kukkuti means hen. Kukkutyaha ekadesha. One part of hen pachyate is being cooked. It's whatever that is, curry or whatever it means. Whereas ekadesha, another part, prasavaya kalpyate, is kept for hatching the eggs. Understood? A hen, either it continues to live and hatches the eggs, or it is killed for cooking. Both simultaneously not possible. Half part, hind part for hatching the egg, front part for cooking. Is it ever possible? You are telling one and the same pradhana, unborn and born. What? Two parts. One part is born, other part unborn. Contradiction. So, my dear sir, you cannot say so. That is, in the case of your karana pradhana, itself is born as mada, ahankara, etc. Is not correct. This is what Vaisheshika points out the defect in the case of Sankhya. Vedanta says, Anumodamahe. We accept the argument. We rejoice at their struggle, because that is what they say is correct. Kalpete means imagine. Another defect is going to point out. If from unborn something is born, what is going to happen? We'll see that next.
स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्यः परिपालयन्तां न्याय्येन मार्गेण महीं महिषाः गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम।